Welcome to another broadcast of Pitch Deck 101. Today, I want to take you on a journey, and we're going to be discussing why look before you leap. Why it is so important to look before you leap. And in terms of today's discussion, we're going to be also looking at why market data matrix, why market data matters. So today we're going to be going through some pretty important topic. And if you look at your screen, depending on where you're viewing me from, because I'm also live on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. Instagram may not be able to see my share screen, but you can follow the context of the conversation. Now, today I want us to go deep into some concepts relating to marketing. And the big question we are asking is why look before you leap? And I just want to go into this. There are many businesses you're starting, and you're starting based on a hunch. You're starting based on a belief. You are starting based on speculation. And all of those things are things that you want to get out of the business process. In starting a business and in scaling a business, you want to be certain that you're scaling that business on solid ground. And to scale that business on solid grounds, there's a number of important steps that you would need to follow. And today we're going to spend some time going through those things. There are four important concepts that we will take away here today. We'll be looking at knowing your ideal clients matter and what exactly should you take away from this? Now, what exactly do we mean by this? Not everyone is your client. And one of the greatest mistakes, the biggest mistakes that you do as an entrepreneur, now getting into the business, is to run away with the notion that everyone is your client. It is not like that. Now, you can select your ideal client based on a number of predeterminants. For example, you can look at lifestyle, you can look at culture, you can look at social class, and you can allow these market indicators to help you to make an informed business decision. And I want to emphasize this. In getting into business, you really want to take the time to ensure that you have this properly mapped out. Because failing to have this mapped out simply means that you have started off business in the wrong way. And that's the last thing that you want to do. So that's the first concept I'm going to give you today. Today is not a master class, it's just to at least give you a quick walkthrough of some of the important concepts that you need to learn, apply, and master when you get into the business. And one of the first things that we are talking about here today is knowing your ideal client matters. All right. Why does this matter? It is by knowing your ideal client, you are truly able to innovate products and services that are strategically aligned to your ideal client. Now, if you don't know the needs, wants, and expectations of that target market, you don't know how to innovate products and services that are directly aligned to that target market. So, taking the time to get enough skin in the game to ensure that you know your ideal client is absolutely necessary. So, the second concept that we're going to be looking at today is knowing your market size matter. Why is knowing your market size matter? I want us to get into this. It doesn't make sense to jump into business and you do not understand the market data. This is one of the reasons why we're saying look before you leap. You don't jump into any situation without really taking the time to really understand what are the realities in the environment that you're going to be jumping into. So let us do a deep dive here. So when we say knowing your market size matter, what exactly are we saying? Now, there's a couple of things that we're going to go through here: market size, market density, and market dispersion. We may not go into all of them today, but what I'm saying to you is that having this body of knowledge can be a game changer for you in business. It can literally be the game changer. And let's go into this a little bit more. So, when I ask, what is your market size? I'm simply asking you, in your particular community or country or wherever your brand is positioned, you want to have an actual size of your market. Because, as we keep saying, it is only by understanding your market size that you're in that strategic position of strength to predetermine the business potential to cash flow, the market potential to cash flow, and by extension, the business potential to cash flow. There's some technicalities there, but we're not going to get into that today. Today is going to be a fun day, a light day, because I'm wearing my hat, 10X Branding and Marketing Blueprint. That's one of our brands. Now, let's take, for example, your market size is showing that you have 10,000 persons in the market. And the 10,000 persons, they invest 100 US dollars per month in the market. So this, by simply identifying the size of the market, you're able to now identify the potential of that market to cash flow. So if the market size is 10,000 and the spending power of those individuals is 100 US dollars per month, it simply means that this market is strategically conditioned to cash flow at least $1 million a month. And you want to know this. It is by understanding the market size, you put yourself in that position of strength where you understand the business potential to cash flow, the market potential to cash flow. Let's go a step further. So you move from 10,000 to, let us say, 100,000 persons who are your ideal client. Now, with 100,000 persons in the market who are potential users of products and services that you can put on offer, this shifts the whole game. But you don't know it if you don't understand your market size. There are many persons who are in the marketplace, but you do not understand market size. And this is why we're saying knowing your market size matters. Because 100,000 persons in the market whose spending power in your products or services is the same $100 per month, this has changed again. So you have moved from a market that can generate $1 million per month into a market that is generating $10 million per month. All right, so you multiply this by 12 now, and you have a decent amount of what you call the annual revenue that the market is able to generate. This is $120 million the market itself can generate based on the market size. Now, when we talk about doing market analytics, we are talking about going this deep into the market research process, because it is by capturing these kinds of data that you're now able to leverage these data into making informed business decisions. As an investor coming into the market, as an investor coming to put funds behind your operation, you want to know this. An investor is not going to invest in you unless you can demonstrate that you're taking time to do the market analytics. And in doing the market analytics, understanding your market size and the potential of the market to cash flow, it is necessary. So let's carry it one step further. So we've looked at the market size at 10,000, the market size at 100,000. Now let's look at the market size of about a million. Now, the market size has now moved to 1 million, and the spending power remains the same. That is, suppose 100 US dollars per month. What this is simply saying to you again is that this market has the potential to generate or cash flow $100 million per month. Wow, this is a decent amount of cash flow on an annual basis. We're talking here approximately $1.2 billion. Now, I'm just giving these cases as hypothetical cases. All right. In the developed world, is taking the time to understand market shares, market size. It now puts you in that position to understand your market share. Now, what we have done just now is examine the market size and the potential of the market to cash flow. But knowing the potential of the market to cash flow is not enough. So I'm going to go one step further here. And let me repeat this. Knowing the market potential to cash flow is not enough. All right. So the next concept that we're going to be looking at, we're going to be going deeper into this. So far we discussed two concepts. We talk about knowing your ideal clients matters. That's one we talk about. We talk about knowing your market size matter. We also look very briefly at the market size, the market density, and the market dispersion. And these are technical terms that you need to understand when it comes to doing business and driving traffic to your business in order to cash flow your products or your service. Now, understanding the market size is important, but we want to go a step forward because understanding your market size is really where you're able to predetermine the potential of that market to cash flow. So you now want to ask yourself what percentage of this market you want. Now, how are you going to cut out your footprint in this market? There's a couple of things that you would need to look at. For example, the next concept that I want you to take note of here is that the marketing, knowing market gaps matters. This is the other one that I want you to take away. Knowing market gaps matters. Now, how do you get enough skin in the game to really understand where the gaps exist? Now, there's something that we call the SWOT analysis, and there is where we look at strengths and weaknesses and opportunities and threats. And we allow this data to influence a business decision. Today, we're talking about look before you leap. And we are also talking about why market data matters. It matters. Now, as you set yourself up to do this SWOT analysis, the SWOT analysis will help you to identify your target market. It will help you to identify your competitors. And in looking at your competitors, you are gauging the level of satisfaction that the consumers are getting from that target market. So as you're able to measure the level of satisfaction or dissatisfaction within the marketplace, you are now able to assess opportunities. You're now able to assess weaknesses and possibly threats within the market. And all of these things are things that you want to use and leverage to make an informed business decision. All right, so taking the time to really understand market gaps matters. If you're not taking the time to understand market gaps as you start your business, to move your business forward, it's just like if you're doing business with a blindfold over your eyes. All right, you want to get the guesswork out of doing business. You want to take the veil from over your eyes. You want to get some skin in the game so you can do business the way business should be done. The last concept that we're going to be looking at today is knowing your market, knowing your business cash flow potential matters. And that's what we talked about early on. Knowing your business cash flow potential matters. Now, as you know the market size because you have done the research. You have leveraged the market data to make an informed business decision. So based on this fact, you now clearly know the market potential to cash flow. You understand who are your competitors. You understand what are the strengths and weaknesses and opportunities and threats that exist. And you make a decision based on weaknesses, based on opportunities. You're going to innovate your products and or service to reach the market expectations. Now, in doing your SWOT analysis and identifying strengths or in identifying opportunities and weaknesses, you also do again an assessment of the size, the number of persons that need your specific products and services. Not only the need, but they are willing to pay for the offer that you're going to bring to the table. And now it's based on this kind of information that you now arrive at that decision that based on the market size, based on the willingness of the market to invest in your products and services, that your business now has the potential to cash flow up to this amount. And this is necessary for you when you're doing your business strategic plan. Again, we talk about taking the speculation out of the business strategic plan. You don't want to sit at your desk, do market assumption, and simply develop your business strategy plan, your concept note by this process. You don't want to simply rely on secondary data in developing your business plan. You want to get enough skin in the game, and here is where we talk about the primary market research. Here's where you go to the ground, get the information, and that's what we're talking about today. Look before you leap. Looking before you leap in simply means that you're taking the time to get the information and you're leveraging that information to make informed and educated business decisions. All right? Informed and educated business decisions. Now, I want to encourage you to follow me on Instagram. If you go to Gary Thompson 10X, you will find me on Instagram. And I must say this, there's some idiots out there that was taking down my picture, create another profile using my image on Instagram. I had to use some strong words in that individual. I had to report the individual. And we don't want to put the pit bull on those people, but I want to ask you to desist from your wicked intention, right? I want to add this piece into it. There's some idiot out there that are trying to use, my profile, my data to achieve some wicked end. I want to show you that we're going to come at you and we're going to come at you very hard. So I want to really encourage you to back off. All right? Because this time we're going to bite like pit bulls and who knows whatever else. Let's come back to the subject. Today we captured a number of information on our topic, look before you leap, and why market data matters. So we cover a couple of concepts here today. We talk about knowing your ideal clients matter, and I'm trusting that moving forward, you will take the time to really get to know your ideal client and invest in building a healthy, productive relationship with your ideal client because that's what's going to really help your business to cash flow. We also talk about knowing your market size matters and why knowing your market size matter. You see, when you understand your market size and you get an opportunity to pitch, and your investor now is listening to you and they're convinced that you understand what you're talking about, guess what? They want to do business with you because they're impressed that you have taken the time to really get enough skin in the game to understand the market dynamics. We also talk about knowing market gaps matters, and we talk about the importance of this. You see, once you can identify market gaps, this can be a niche market for you to innovate products and services, to make impact, to expand, your market share. All right. So knowing these statistics are absolutely necessary. So I'm trusting that you're taking notes and you're going to be applying these techniques into your business life. The last concept that we talk about knowing your business cash flow potential matters. You don't want to be in any business and you're guesstimating about your business potential to cash flow. You want to know that you know the potential of that business to cash flow. And the only way to know this, as we keep saying, look before you leap. Look before you leap and understand why market data matters. You have to get market data and allow market data to be leveraged to make informed and educated decision. Now, I just want to talk very briefly about this program. This program comes to you with the kind compliments of Pitch Deck. Pitch Deck is powered by Global Capital Inc. and 10X Branded and Marketing LLC out of New York. The vision behind this platform, and I want to encourage you to go to pitchdeck101.org, log into that website, go to contact, find our contact page, send me the word mastermind, and we're going to give you a free mastermind program in branding, in marketing, in financial leadership. We're now getting warm up here. All right. On this platform, we're going to, blow the roof off when it comes to helping you to understand innovative approaches that you can use to make impact. We're going to blow the roof off when it comes to really helping you to understand financial instruments. You want to take the time to understand debt, equity, credit, and smart capital. They are access to capital out there. Now, you may not know, and depending on which country you're in, because we are working with people from all over the world. In the Caribbean, we're seeing that many young entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs generally, you're struggling to access capital. We see this happen in the developed world, but in the developed world, it's a different scenario altogether. The knowledge is there, but many persons don't have access to that knowledge. We have connected with a pool of persons, a dynamic, set of people who are the money lenders. And as you become our clients, we will do everything that we have to do to ensure that you're getting access to equity capital, to debt capital, to credit capital, and to smart capital. All right. I'm happy to say that we are also interfacing with some of the big banks in the US, and we're able to, once your business is fundable, the key word here is fundable. You don't want to go looking for capital and your business is not fundable. One of the things that I keep talking about all the time, beyond the fundability of your business, you want to be certain that you're ready. The best time to take debt is perhaps when you don't want it. That's to start preparing yourself for it. But in taking the debt, you don't want to take that debt and that debt becomes a liability, a non-performing asset. So all of these things are things that we work with you to ensure that you're ready to play in the financial market, to ready to leverage capital to up level your business. And I'm going to be brief here. There are different pre-qualification criteria when you're attempting to access capital. Like, for example, if you're going for debt capital, the pre-qualification is different. Yes, they may look at historical financial data. Yes, they may look at, your position in the market. They want to also see your current cash flow. They're going to drill into these things to ensure that you are ready to be fundable. In terms of equity capital, they have pre-qualifications too. And these are things that we really work with you for you to understand. The venture capitalists, the angel investors, may have different pre-qualification from a PE, a private equity investor. You see, the angel investors and the VCs, some of them may come and invest with you pre-income. Why? Because you have done the research, you understand your ideal client, you understand the size of your market, you understand the potential of that business to cash flow, you understand the strengths and weaknesses and opportunities and threats. You have done that kind of data analysis. So because of this, they're able to verify this data, they come on board with you to give you that support to grow and make impact. The PE, the private equity investor, they are different because they are more risk averse. They want to invest with businesses that are, at the stage to grow and expand. They're already integrated into the market. So these are things that you need to know. And at Pitch Deck, our objective is to really work with you to ensure that you get in this body of knowledge and you're able to leverage this body of knowledge to your advantage. But there's another element to the capital market that you need to understand. There's something that we call credit capital. Now, in the developed world, in the US, accessing credit is very easy. But of course, there's a difference between personal credit and business credit. What I'm talking about here is business credit. Now, when it comes to leveraging your personal credit, they will ask you for your SSN, which is your social security number. And of course, your social SSN is important. But in business, we look at something else. We look at your EIN. And as you're able to get your EIN, and there's a process to get this. It's not automatic. You need to get your business registered properly, and as your business is registered properly, you get your EIN number. Now, getting the EIN number is only one step in the game. From here, you want to ensure that you are, calling the attention of DNB, you call the attention of Equifax Business and Experian Business, and you understand the process of filling out trade lines and leveraging all of these things to your advantage. At Pitch Deck 101, we will spend the time with you to ensure that you have this kind of information and that you're able to leverage this information to your advantage. So we're just getting a bit warm up here in terms of what we intend to do to help businesses access capital, debt, equity, credit, and smart capital. You will learn the difference as we go deeper into this. And as you understand this process, we're going to work with you to integrate your brand into various markets because, as I keep saying, accessing capital is one thing. You want to know how to leverage the capital. You want to know how to leverage the capital, and you want to know how to mitigate debt. It is your ability to be able to mitigate this entire debt process that will allow you to have tremendous financial advantage. One, you're going to be able to exit the debt portfolio earlier. Two, you're going to be able to significantly reduce the debt cost. Three, you're going to have the equity in your asset much earlier. That means you're going to have equity leverage. All right. That means that you can perhaps take the equity and the assets and you can leverage what you call a HELOC or a BLOC, and that allows more capital to just free up for you. And that gives you capital leverage. All right. In the business world, you really want to understand how you can have quick access to capital to move your business vision forward. So, as I'm saying, we're not hopping on one foot here. We are bringing a dynamic team of people to really work with you to help you to make the best business decisions. And we're also bringing the technical support to move the process forward. We have gone beyond the talk shop. This is the workshop now. This is it's not just the knowledge. As we keep saying, knowledge is power, but the application of that knowledge is where you're going to get your superpower. So we have bring both the knowledge and we have bring the systems that's going to help you to apply it much easier. So we have the mentorship, the coaching, and the support systems that are in place to help you to move forward. Now, mind me, today we are talking about helping businesses that are in the US. We are also prepared to help businesses outside of the US get registered in the US. So it doesn't matter where you're operating from. Our key focus is to bring to you an opportunity to expand your market share. And doing business in the US, I mean, you're talking in excess of 300 million persons. We are prepared to work with you to get your business set up, work with you to get your EIN and ITIN, work with you to help you to integrate your brand into the market, work with you to access market share, work with you to build up the visibility game plan. We have an entire ecosystem that is built out for that. And we now continue to build relationships with persons who are in the financial space. We are connected and partnering with a successful credit institution out of Florida, Tampa, Florida. Today, they have supported over 50,000 businesses access business credit. We are also working with, persons who are the ground, who are on the ground, and they are what you call um, commercial loan brokers. All right, and these guys are there. They are there. In the great book, you learn that knowledge is power, and the lack of knowledge is where people shall perish. So we are bringing the knowledge just to ensure that in business terms, you don't perish when it comes to accessing capital. You don't perish when it comes to innovating new products and services. You don't perish when it comes to scaling your brand to make impact. You don't perish when it comes to cash flow maximizing. You don't perish when it comes to buying a debt and up leveling that debt into healthy performing assets. So there's so much that we want to bring to you. But I'm going to stop here for today because I can keep rambling on for some time. Um, so I trust you would have enjoyed today's program. It's a short podcast, and our title today is Look Before You Leap. In business, you really want to take that time and make sure that you're looking before you leap in, and really take the time to understand why market data matters. You want the information. The information is what's going to allow you to make informed and educated business decisions. And you need this. Your customer need this. All right. I trust yesterday you would have enjoyed our program. We talked about the business value proposition 101. I'm not going to get back at that today, but do look back at that program. Follow me on YouTube. Um, Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram so you can get a regular update of these content that we are bringing to you. All right, so that's it for today. If you have any questions based on the content that we talk about today, feel free to DM me. All right, because again, we're getting a warm up in terms of putting our value proposition in front of businesses across the world. Today, we are working with businesses from Jamaica. We're working with businesses from, the UK, from Canada, from the USA. We are working with businesses from Ghana. Our vision is that once you are an entrepreneur and you're prepared, to position yourself as the global thinker, the social actor, the transformational leaders, you genuinely want to make impact in business. We're here to work with you. We're here to give you the technical support. And above the technical support, we're here to put you in contact with the people that can fund your business. All right? We're in contact with persons that are willing to put behind you, you know, 500Ks, UK dollars, all the way up to 10 billion UK dollars for your projects. But you got to be certain that you're fundable. You have to be certain that you're ready to play in the space of business. Now, if you're not ready and you want the mentorship, the coaching, and the support, still come to us. Don't shy away. We have enough information to ensure that you're being nurtured in the way that you have the right mindset to grow and scale and make impact. So I'm going to stop here for today. In the event that you're joining me for the first time, my name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I see myself as a humanitarian, and I'm the author of several books. My last book is titled 10x Branded and Marketing Blueprint, and this is a book that you want to get. Go to my website, pitchdeck101.org, and you can see there. But what I want you to do is not just go get a book. I want you to join our masterclass. So go to pitchdeck101.org, come to contact. Send me that word mastermind. Join our mastermind. Get a book, get a mentorship, get the coaching, get the support. And we're going to work with you, if you're not fundable as yet, to ensure that you reach that point to be fundable. All right? So reach out to us now. That's it for today. I trust that you would enjoy. Feel free to DM, make contact with us so we can have that conversation.